Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, welcome to the Yak-Pom podcast with your co-hosts, Nautical Yak 1945 and SS Go-Pom.
I think they're all hiding behind our photos in the frames at home. No, bro.
Yep. Uh-oh. He gone done it now. Now he's going to get it. Oh. Is that the brawny
Today,
lumberjack?
I'm going to be interviewing myself. How do you feel? That's pretty good.
Oh, jeez. Love you too, boss man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Can we get a shot for the big boss, please?
Not sure what we got going on here today, but it's gonna be a good one.
So squinty in that photo. I just left Target that day, I think, and then we let's take family photos with all the couples and all the kiddos.
You are freaking out.
Here's lonely me just in my Target apparel, But no, we figured we'd go through I don't know, streaming and how much do you share? How much should you share? And I think it is a little bit different for everybody personally. But I mean, I don't know. Yak thinks we should just share credit card information, social security swap, cell phone numbers and stuff and addresses. But I just
listen. When a Nigerian prince emails you, you don't pay attention to the numbers. You realize that royalty has taken the time to contact you and they need your assistance.
I mean, they wouldn't lie in dire straits, would they?
You give them Gam's credit card number. They need it. Just kidding. Yeah, but it's especially nowadays with internet security being a big issue. You've got to be careful. So we're gonna go over some points of being personal and sharing yourself with your community and on stream, but not being too personal.
Yeah,
got to safeguard yourself a little bit. The 90s have come and gone.
Aw, Paladins is gone. That's okay. We had a good run the other day with Snowy and Aspect and Yak, and
I got in on the end of it for a couple games. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Gosh, everybody and anybody who was there, it was a fantastic time.
Well, the first match I joined was pretty rough, but after that, we were the ones stopping pretty much.
We were wrecking it, and then you came in without getting a chance to warm up or anything, and I kind of felt bad, but.
Well, it wasn't even that. they had a really good squad put together. It's
a good system set up. We were rickrolled from the beginning.
Yeah, they came in like a wrecking ball, and it was incredibly effective. So can't even be mad at anything. It was just we just flat out got outmatched.
Stream was 6 hours. Today we are not going that long. I need to get some other things done.
What he means is we're going for 12. Ha!
Yeah, no, I do want to set up a subathon at some point here, but I just
Ooh, fun.
That's a bit of work to get set up and get those things figured out. I gotta talk with Cat Mess yet, because I don't know. She knows a lot more than I do on some of those things, on getting timers and everything all hooked up and plugged in. But yeah. Whoa, bro, watch where you're blowing that.
Haha! Oh yeah, I suppose on your screen. I blew that right at your screen.
That would have been. We got to get those figured out in time, so I can just throw up something and be like, bro, bro, seriously.
Ha!
Larry's too young. He doesn't have his permit yet. Oh man,
it's yak juice of the vape oil.
They're all skill and no scoping. Yeah, I don't know how long today's stream is. We're gonna do some Animal Crossing. We'll see. Get a little smoke machine. I don't think they're allowed in here. I feel like I would trigger the alarm or something, and I'd get in Soup's trouble.
Yeah, true story. When I was helping Rhodey for my best friend, he had 2 foggers. And one night we were going through all the lighting equipment, and that's part of the lighting production is to set up the foggers. So we got out both of them, filled them with juice, and completely clouded out the whole basement with these foggers to the point where it set off the smoke alarms, and we had to crack all the windows open and set up fans. We woke his dad up and his roommate and his roommate's girlfriend with the smoke alarms. Oh man, it was a good time. It was a good time, but it was we weren't exactly popular for the next 24 hours.
Oh, dude. I always love how it's dumb stuff. I remember at our one college, we had what was called White Glove. And what that meant is you had to clean up your entire dorm room and they would literally take a white glove and run it across everything, like no BS. And so these kids had this idea to, I think it was use rubbing alcohol or something in their shower, and then light a match and let it burn clean, right? They were on the 3rd floor, and these were like the brand new dormitories, okay? Like it could have been the old ones. They set off the alarm, and all this water that's sitting in the pipes, like just bursts forth and floods it in this water in the elevator. There's water in the stairwells. Like,
oh my gosh,
they were like, shouldn't they be expelled? And they're like, nope, we're not expelling them. We're gonna make them pay for it.
Right.
And so,
like, you sign up for 4 years of labor, son.
They were literally like, hey, if you're short hours, you need a job, like we're paying people right now to help suck up and clean water over here. Like we'll hire anybody walking by. Like it was,
oh my gosh.
They were not expecting it, but it's like, well, at least we know the system works. We always wonder sometimes, but like, oh, they're like, and they're like, don't ever clean it this way again, or we will fine you. So I think they upped the fine twice as much, but it sounds like it wasn't one of the foggiest of memories.
Oh, let's see what you did there. It was.
Oh man, but yeah, it's. I don't know, bro. If you want to get, I think you've probably got more photos than I do.
Maybe I've got one from when I was like 1 or 2. Like this is really.
I mean, you guys have already seen me with the rundown feeling at 2.5, so we
digging
will not
deep
go back
in the
to
archives.
That, so don't you worry. I won't subject you to that.
Let's see if we can get it without it being like too glossy or terrible.
Oh my gosh, you got the original like classic like 90s, like you have the one happy face, then you have like the I'm thinking of Disney looking off and wishing upon a star.
On the back of the photo it says Smudge years old.
Aww.
I think that's supposed to be a number 1. But yeah. That's a really baby
kind of makes me think of the like your outfit makes me think of the marshmallow. Like,
oh yeah, the marshmallow guy.
Ghostbusters.
Well,
like is am I not the only
maybe
one
it's going a little bit towards the like sailorish wannabe kind of.
No, can we shout out for the legendary Rebel Dusty Pinky?
I don't know.
Think of the host.
It's a little cray cray. Bass. That's awesome. We didn't think you could look any weirder, Yak. Oh yeah, here's one from when.
Hello.
This is from October of 1986. I was 3 years old. Look at this handsome young stud.
See, and like I swear, your hair looks like it changed from
it's like a bowl
red
cut
into blonde.
Yeah, I was because I was a blonde baby, dude. I was blonde baby, but the Swiss in me is. I mean, my beard isn't like completely red, but there's like a reddish tone to it. Yeah, that's a 3-year-old yak.
Oh yeah, it's a cute yak kiddo.
I looked really cute.
The crazy part is like that's the same monkey you've had since you were like 3 years old. Like I couldn't believe it when you told me that monkey there.
No, dude, true story. I had like stuffed monkeys, like with stuffed animals as a kid, and they used to give me nightmares. No, they used to give me nightmares, bro. I'd have nightmares that they'd be getting up like real actual monkeys on all fours, jumping up on my bed and like jumping and beating me up in my sleep, and I would wake up absolutely screaming bloody murder, crying as like a 2 and 3-year-old. My dad had this gorilla mask that he used to scare me with when I was that young. And then I started having these nightmares about it was like National Geographic, but it was like a red overall wearing monkey and a stuffed gorilla, and they would beat me up in my sleep, and I'd wake up and run off crying because I thought my stuffed animals were killing me.
Me thinking I'm getting a good gift buying a barrel of monkeys. Yeah,
I've seen some stuff. Okay, I ain't been to Nam, but I've seen stuff.
The bowl cut, the cut of our people.
Yeah, that was so definitely a bowl cut. That was a hardcore bowl cut. All right, I think I got one more that's like preschool age. This is
I don't have any except for like when I was running by track, and I just feel like those are not good photos.
Right. All sprawled out in the cast and stuff. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that hip spica cast. Like I think about it to this day, and I'm like, I don't know if I think too far up will give me trauma, but like I can't imagine living like that for so long.
This is July '88. I got some like Bugs Bunny tooth action starting to go on.
Oh my gosh. And you've got the whole
July of '88,
dude. Yeah, you're doing the pose from Napoleon Dynamite. Think of tiny little seahorses That's good. Good.
No, why did you
Thank
say
you.
that? I can never unforget that. Oh my god. What do you have? Do you have school pics that start from like first grade?
Dude, I
Because
have
that's kind of what I thought we were going to show. I didn't even know I
because
had
of college
these old
graduation,
ones.
I don't know what. I have no idea what mom did. Apparently, she claims I took them. I don't think
Wait,
I did. I don't recall them. So literally, I only have 3 photos that I can like. Well, technically 4 photos. You already saw the one, but I literally only have 3 photos. There's no baby photos at all.
oh
Like I do
dang.
not have anything from then. Like I think I have 12 and up, and like that's it. Like 9, 12 and up.
All right,
So like,
I'll catch up to when you're like 12.
yeah. I was gonna
Oh
say. Otherwise, I'm in
dear
trouble. All I've
lord.
got.
Oh dear lord.
Oh yeah, Yak was the true model. Like,
Oh
if
dear
anybody could have done
lord.
modeling, especially with the beard now, like it'd be Yak.
So this is oh my gosh, creeping. I just love that it's flannel. Like it's so Wisconsin.
Dude, I was still living in Minnesota, North Dakota at the time.
Oh my
But
gosh.
this
Way to
is that's the
represent,
old
bro.
one. Yeah.
So,
But I
so this
mean, I
is
actually. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say this is October of '89. This is totally a terrible '80s polo.
Before I was even born.
But you can I love that you can see here that I was destined to be a yak. We're gonna ignore the little tuft of hair that suggests a potential mullet in the future. And we're gonna focus on how the horns are kind of pushing the hair up on each side, if you notice. I've always
No,
been
those are the
destined to be
photos
a
I
yak.
remember because there was one of you holding a fire truck that sat in Dad's office for like years,
Look at how
like a
goofy I
red
look in
fire
this
truck. You're
one.
wearing a red.
Oh gosh, I
But I mean,
started
your
getting
eyes. You
uncute.
had that like anime eyes with the 2 lights going on.
Right?
You can just get lost in them. Like I don't know, bro. You should bring it up closer. Like let people get lost in your eyes. Just do it. Yeah, look at that. Get lost in his eyes. Look at those beautiful baby. Okay, that's unsettling. Stop it. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what else. I thought you would have all these too because mom
I
always
thought
made
so
such a big
too.
deal out of putting the next year or the newest one in front of the old ones in the picture frame so she'd always have them.
Yeah, but then like during graduation, I swear she wanted to show off like every embarrassing baby photo I had, like or at least whatever. Cause I swear, mom had one of like one of us bathing in the sink, and I can't remember if that was me or somebody else. But I was like, no, mom, we're not. This is not flying. This is my graduation. I put up with like 7 years. I carried you for 6 months. Doesn't matter. I went through 12 years of school. I don't know. We had our argument. That pic should be a notification. That's maybe I don't know. We'll see. I've got a lot of different photos that should probably be notifications that we
Oh
don't
my
have here.
gosh.
But let me see if I can't pull up. Let's see if we can't make this bigger. I mean, here's my beautiful baby face, and you can check out them beautiful. Like, look at those 4 beautiful teeth. I could like break sidewalls with that, with them
Oh
choppers. I
man.
kid you not. True story. I was at the carnival. They kicked me out. I was chomping on a ride. I thought myself the little handyman. I think that's actually one of my other brother's shirts, and I took it that day because I didn't have my laundry done or something. But yes,
Nice.
I think this was like when I was 9, if I'm not mistaken. And
Is that up in your
gosh,
Discord?
that is not up in my Discord, but it should be. But I don't know. Is that the kind of information I should be sharing on the internet?
Right.
And then you have me here. I had blonde hair. Like that was the number one thing I wanted to share with everybody. Like growing up, I had blonde hair, just as blonde as Jack's,
He did.
if
He
I'm not
did.
mistaken. And you
Yeah.
can see it here. Around this age is when it started to go, and my hair got darker. I don't know if it's just because being outside or what. Yeah, we were into the whole tie-dye thing. It was the 90s, okay? It was the
It was the
90s.
90s.
It's what we did. And then all the way to my beautiful college graduation. I should have gotten a haircut, but I didn't. Stint there in the park. Yeah, I tell you what, like I love our grandparents. I could have had better photos. We should have hired someone. This is the quality that we got, okay?
If
This
only
is
we had
scanned. So
known.
this is scanned in, mind you. So this is exactly what the photo looks like. It's not doctored or altered in any way. That is the one downside. But yeah, I was all decked up and on my way to change the world. Yeah. But those were taken back when I was in OCS. Like I remember literally us getting family photos was a big deal,
Jeez.
and mom would
Yep.
get so mad because I would literally bug my eyes out for every photo
Or the bunny
because I
ears.
was super. Dude, bunny ears, but no, I remember there was
Yeah.
one time I think we got like it's the one that hangs in the schoolroom back at home. But I swear I bugged my eyes out I think 5 times, and mom was like ready to murder me. But you know, it's that
We're paying
the
for these, and we
smile
have to look
like,
at them all year, and you're gonna act the way you should, young man.
and I thought it was a great photo. Like my eyes were bugged out. You wanted to see my eyes, you'll get to see my eyes. And I like opened them as wide as I could, and I'd like learn how to bug my eyes out. And I still don't know how to do it to this day. I haven't done it in a very, very long time. Like I can cross my eyes, but I've always like thought of like doing that for a driver's license photo or something. So that way, if I get pulled over, they're gonna be like, nope, nope, you just drive on, sir. You just drive on. I don't ever want to see that again.
All right, here we got one from September of 1990. We got first grade Yak.
Dominion. Oh my goodness.
These are taking me back. This is weird.
Welcome, Vivian. Yeah, we're talking about our family photos and things you should and shouldn't share on the internet, or how much should you share? That's the true question at the end of the day.
Second grade, we got 91. Not changing a ton.
See, mom kept like all of yours. Like that's what I don't get is where did my other stack go? That's what I want to know. Is that a
I don't
picture of young
know.
Yak? Yes, it is. Because I used to have blonde hair, and like I tried dyeing my hair at one point in college to see if I could bring it back, and it was the biggest mistake I made.
Here we got third grade, 1992.
Oh,
I'd taken a digger or something.
I was gonna say, I was like, what happened? Did
Piece
you,
of farm
choke a
equipment to the
squirrel or
face? I
something
don't know.
before this?
I don't know what I was
on?
going through
What
there.
was the blood spurt? I feel like a mosquito just went.
There's like a big scar there. I don't remember that. Well, there's not a scar, but like, it's a flesh wound.
It's a flesh wound. If you're listening to the podcast and you can't see it right now, you should totally check it out at YouTube.
Yes, it will be on YouTube.
Shield.
This is 93, fourth grade.
Dang. And
Was about to be 10. Okay, this is starting to look a little more like me now. And it's the darker hair started
we can
coming
only
in.
doctor the photos so much before stream. Wait, is this still on?
Yeah, I know. The Photoshop guy was getting mad that we were giving him such a hard task. Oh, jeez.
Like I can't fix all those problems.
This just makes me think of like some like Full House neighbor kid or some weird stuff.
Oh my gosh! Everywhere
Look,
you
look,
everywhere you walk, it's a yak coming over to
oh
your
my
house.
gosh!
Oh my gosh! It totally makes me think of what's his face. If you like, I probably would have noticed it, but you hit the nail on the head. and that would have been the year that I probably was born. Who knows?
Here's my sixth grade picture. I'm all ready for O'Doyle rules.
Oh my gosh!
Be part of the O'Doyle family. This is ridiculous. Oh, sweet! This was the start of acne.
Ooh,
this must have been.
Never had that issue.
It doesn't say what year on the back.
Mom probably didn't want to remember. Oh,
this is probably 7th or 8th grade.
You didn't eat one of those like facial pads every night? Like they always tell you like use like have this one pad daily.
I used to try.
Just, like, eat it. It's supposed to clear your skin.
Oh geez, no. I used to try like those face wipe things, but those just made it worse.
Your face?
Yep. There we go.
I feel
this has got to be like 8th or 9th grade.
Fantastic mime. Like you got the expression down.
Right? I've just got that stupid grin like I hate smiling.
I wasn't paid to do this.
Oh, here we got a little bit of flat top action. Crap, I forgot about this. I used to get flat top haircuts all the time in middle school and high school.
Oh my gosh, that's true. That was like your go-to thing.
Yep. This is that's some Hank Hill stuff right there.
Oh man, I don't know. We may have to like do an Instagram or something and be like, what year was this character filmed in, and like, or what show was this character last seen on, and just like Full House, like Magnum PI.
Right, 1998. So I was a freshman in high school.
Wow, and that's when you're doing football.
That's crazy.
Wasn't it? Are you getting into football? I feel like I remember though. Like I remember that distinctly. Like you were always doing the football. The football.
Oh yes, we were doing football. So this is from 2000.
Now we're hitting the 2000s.
Sophomore year.
That
Still
I think
rocking
is
the flat top.
probably the remember. That was when we were back at OCS, wasn't it? I feel like I remember
Yes,
that
we
photo
were at the private
distinctively.
college prep Christian school. I hated every minute of it.
I mean, I was only bullied here and there, but yeah, it's all good. Makes
then-
good stories and memories, right?
Yep. We fast forward to a Christmas ago. And that's the Yak Clan. Yay,
All the
Merry
Yak
Christmas, everyone. So that was my trip down memory lane. I used to be cute. Now I'm magnificent. But you can
He's
see
got
how
the
I got
beard.
there.
I'm still trying to get mine in. I mean, I've got like 10 years to catch
Wow.
up though, so there's still time. I can still save my image and my look.
Yes, there is hope for you. There's
Oh,
a new version of Photoshop coming out with a lot more filters.
I'm so grateful
I'm
for
just
the
kidding.
filters, let me tell you.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
no.
We got to figure out what happened to your other ones.
I don't know, because I was like super excited and I literally did not open it until today.
Oh
Because
no.
like the back ending. Well, I mean, because I was like, I'm just gonna scan them all. Like that way it's digital and I've got them, and then mom can, keep whatever. And if she wants a copy of the digital, she can have it. But like this album is so old, I don't remember. I think this is the original frame, or else I can't remember if they all got upgraded. Because I know it was either mine or one of our sisters. I think their frame fell and broke, and so we had to get a new one. And I can't remember if that was mine because it was above the piano or what. Because we would always like dust up the vacuum cleaner with the long end, and it would sometimes tip over and knock something over. It was total accident.
Yeah, base, the
So
good
they
old
can-
freshman days. And no, I did not get permission. It's my hot body. I do what I want.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we could make this like, I don't know. Maybe I belong on like Tim the Tool Man or something. I can't remember what the other guy's name is, but
Al.
that's
It was Al
Al.
Borland. Tim and Al, right? Tim, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I wouldn't do that
Oh,
if
that
I
was
were
such
me
a-
either.
That was such a good show.
Oh man, I can't remember what. I swear it's back on some other syndicate or something. I can't remember what, but I swear there's places you can watch it now. There's like places you can watch it
Oh
anywhere.
yeah, many joys of our modern technology.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly because the Yak and I are like, what are we going to talk about? Because like I don't know, we want to keep up with the times, but it's like I remember when we first started streaming, it's like how much information do you share personally? Because we're very
Yeah.
family oriented, and for some people, you don't talk about family in public. You don't share inner problems or issues or struggles you're having. Like you keep everybody at a distance. If you're in the family, then you can talk about anything. But if you're not, and for me, I don't know. Like I'd rather be open and honest with people instead of acting like I have it all together than not or what have you. Like just especially with focus on mental health and stuff. Because you'll be sleeping on the couch tonight. Uh-oh.
Yeah, right.
Exposed. And so
Oh,
that's where we want to talk about is like just how much do you share on the internet? Like what's a good rule of thumb? And I don't know. I think that's just it right there. Like, because I think it's different for everybody, but I feel especially as a content creator and people getting swatted and stuff, like you got to be careful. It could affect your career. It could completely. There's so many horror stories in the past of people who got way too close to others, and that's why a lot of things have changed.
well, that's one of the things with the internet, though, right? You have to remember that once it's on the internet, it's there forever. It's
Wait,
somewhere.
are you saying our podcast is on the internet forever?
Yes, somewhere it is stored forever. So
no, base. Please,
it
type
can
your credit card
always
info in the chat. Social
come back to bite
Security,
you.
the whole 9
Yes,
yards.
exactly, base. But that's something we always talked about when we were in the beginning, because we wanted to connect with people and have like, if we're going to do this, let's do it right. Let's have a community. Let's get to know everyone.
Well, and I think that was it too, is we didn't want to be the superficial, in the sense of like, we didn't want to just be that person that was like super general and like there was something on the tip of our tongue or something we wanted to share. And it's like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Like, we'll be just like everybody else. And it's like, no, we're all unique individuals. Like, let's let that be our thing and see what happens. And here we all are.
So now one of the things I try to keep in the back of my mind is like, what is something that I don't want, one of these terrible trolls to come back at me with. It's that kind of personal information, stuff that you feel could damage you. You want to avoid sharing that kind of stuff because, like Yak-Pom mentioned, we're in kind of a scary time because generally most people coming in the chat are going to be pretty good, decent people, but there are those who use the resources of the internet and their knowledge to do harm. And so you have to safeguard yourself for that, not because, it could never happen. It could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest
and
worries.
They get the jump on them.
But it's one of those things. You really gotta protect yourself. Don't be sharing like your home address, all this other stuff. And I kind of ran into an eye-opening moment early on in streaming. I think.
Oh, when we started.
When I hit 200, I decided that for my next goal of 250, I wanted to do a giveaway. I was like, giveaways are a good way to get new people in, and it did get a few new people in. New follows that I never saw again. They didn't actually hang out and chat, but I set up this giveaway, and then one of the viewers won it, obviously, and they ended up being a minor and in kind of a tough personal situation. So I ended up having to talk with their grandmother about what to do because the winner of the giveaway was going to get a $25 gift card and then a hoodie. I was going to send a hoodie, one of my first pieces of Yak merch. And that was going to involve getting their address, and also they would then have my address. And she was uncomfortable with that. So what I did was I just gave 2 gift cards. But what it made me realize was you have to be careful what you're doing and think every step through because, your personal information is involved with a lot of things you do with streaming. When you set up, merch, there's a lot of good ways to do it now with sites where they can just order it and they'll make it and ship it.
Well, they carry the inventory.
Yeah, the old school way, you personally had to carry the inventory. You had to order boxes of merch, have it sitting around waiting to be sold, and then, you were oftentimes using your address, or if you were, being smart about it, you would get a PO box. But you have to safeguard yourself, and you have to think about the things you're doing. If you're doing giveaways or community events, if you end up being like kind of a just chatting streamer or somebody who does a lot of that, and then you want to do like a meetup, like in person, like there's a lot of information that would be exchanged and be personal information. They could get license plates from you and all that. So like there's a lot to think of. And a lot of things you really want to be careful before you try to set up. Cause like I still do watch YouTubers that will do meetups on occasion. And so I thought that would be a really cool thing. And Yak-Pom have talked about it. And we may do something like that in the future, but that's one of those things, like you gotta watch your safeguards, you gotta watch your back. Just because you never know who might be out there and bored and just wanting to do some damage. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's like the difference, like we're all family here. Like I think like we play games and stuff, we hang out, like we're friends, we're family around here. Like it's all good, but there are those individuals who can twist and use that information in a wrong way or negative way. And I've seen like other streamers where they'll do like in real life, just chatting, and they'll be sitting at a park or something. And some random person will be like, "Hey, I was at that park and I saw you. Is this you?" And they'll like do a photo or something. And you're like, "What?" Like it's freaky things like that where it's like, if you wouldn't like publicly post it to your worst enemy, then you probably shouldn't post it online. That's my rule of thumb when it comes to information. Like, I mean, yes, anything could be potentially taken, and used in the wrong way. But it's like, if I want to give it to my worst enemy and like let them use it as ammunition, then I probably shouldn't be posting that online, depending, what it is or what have you. I think everybody should share as much as they are comfortable with when it comes to like personal life stories. But when it comes to like addresses or usernames and those things, like there's a reason whenever we do like screen share that we cover our passwords, our usernames and stuff. I know streamers who have gotten their Twitch accounts hacked into.
Yeah.
Where they watched him one time and they chose not to switch their password, and they caught him, and then they stole like thousands upon thousands of dollars. And it's just sad. And
It's
it's like
unfortunate.
you wish someone would have said something, or that they would have been more clever. So I always recommend two-factor authentication. You gotta protect
Yes.
yourself. Unless you're like Base and he's like, my credit card info is ready to go. Like,
Right.
then it's whatever. Like,
That's a great point, though. I mean, two-factor authentication can be a little bit of an annoyance. I find it a little bit annoying, but every time I'm dealing, with having to do it, and I get that thought of, oh, it's annoying, I go, but it's better than just being an easy target. There are people smart enough to get around some of that stuff. The chances of running into them streaming are incredibly low. You're more likely to get targeted by kind of a mid-level hacker, someone just screwing around with it. But
exactly.
Pardon me. You wanna take those steps to safeguard yourself, protect your game accounts, protect your super personal information. Be careful with how personal you're getting with viewers off stream too. For instance,
Yes.
there are a few people I know that I've actually added, like on my Facebook when I had that open and stuff, and got to know them on a personal level. But I had known them for so long through streaming and through our interactions, just playing as friends off stream as well, that they were people I could trust.
I think that's the big difference, is like the level, how much you share, and then when is the right time to share that, or are you
Yes.
willing to at all?
Correct. Now that being said, that doesn't mean I have a perfect judge of character. I could have easily gotten burned, by giving that out to any of the people I did. Now, I have the utmost faith that these are good people, but the potential's always there. So you always got to just be aware of that. Don't be so paranoid that you don't have any friends or anything like that, but just be careful. Take it easy. You don't have to tell all your details in life story in the first time
Exactly.
meeting someone. You know what I mean? Like, take it easy. The good people that are worth having are going to be around a while. You've got some time.
Larry's here for a while. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Larry is here forever.
it's true. He's
Mr.
like,
Peepers,
he's
I don't know,
immortal.
though.
He's gonna be here long after I am. I mean, unless I take him with me.
See-
well, gosh, we're getting a little morbid here. Maybe
Mr.
forget that.
Mr. Peeper's legs dangle off of my microphone, so I'm waiting for the day the cats come and just yoink him and just
Oh my gosh.
wreck his planet, wreck his world. Poor
But
Mr. Peepers lives in
I
fear
will
every day.
say, yeah. Is the other thing is learning to like, biggest thing I could say for a streamer starting out, learning to set boundaries in the beginning. Set your
Yes.
boundaries in the beginning, because if you don't, I guarantee you someone's going to walk all over them, walk all over you, and you're going to run into awkward situations where you may have to like cut off friendships or relationships. And when you're in a tight-knit streaming community, or with a community in general, like, people end up picking sides and things will happen. And like, if people truly know you, I try to stay out of that drama and avoid that. We've had situations in the past. I like to dwell on those, but like,
Yes,
you
we
live and you
have.
learn. You will make mistakes. But the important thing is that you set those boundaries and you stick to them, and you at least try to have a decent conversation and being like, hey, this is what keeps going on, and you continue to do this. Unfortunately, because of that, I feel we have different views. We need to go our own separate ways. I wish you the best of luck, but unfortunately for me, I am out. And if they get upset or what have you, it's like, you've said everything you can and you've done it. And if they say anything, that's great. Always best on mutual terms. But sometimes you do have to make those choices, and it's very, very hard. But in the end, you need to do what you feel comfortable with and is going to benefit you and the community long-term run. Because if you're ever afraid to go live because of another individual just showing up in your stream or something, you should probably have them blocked or removed, or have a conversation or something. Like, you should never feel that way. And I think sometimes people do. The internet's a very scary place. But
It
set up
is.
those people, have those mods ready and available to help you out as well. And oh my gosh, what am I? Hydrate.
Yeah,
hydrate.
something we notice early on and have seen a lot of, and this is something that happens typically with, brand new streamers who are trying to build their community. People will ask for the mod. They'll ask for the title of moderator in your channel, and a lot of times if someone comes in and they're just asking, they aren't there for your best interest. They would just want a title somewhere. Thank you, Base, for the stretch. So you need to your mods need to be people you trust, people that you know have got your back, will have your best interest at heart, and will help you.
Family.
Yeah, we'll help make sure your stream goes well. Someone who's been there a while, proven that they're trying to be part of the community and they just thoroughly enjoy it. We've had people come to us in the past and they would either ask for mod or they would offer to subscribe or donate to become mod, and then you got to turn that down. Short. You got to turn that down. Okay, it's cool getting tips, but it should be because they're enjoying your content, not because they want to buy a certain status or title when they're there in your stream.
Somebody who's handsome, funny, cool, a boss even.
Right. Well played, boss. Well played. Yes.
Exactly. You want people who have your best interest at heart. I think anytime that's a big red flag right there. Anytime somebody says, "Hey, if you give me this, I'll do this for you." It's like, no, like I feel like starting out streaming, you're honestly, like, truth be told, you're everybody has their different goals and aspirations, but you're doing it for nothing. It's not something you're just automatically monetized for or paid for. Anytime that people come in and want to do that and they want some incentive for them doing services, like, you're doing it for free, they should be doing it for free, honestly. If they truly want to support you or want to be part of that community. Yes, some people are very passionate about that sort of thing. But I think that's a big red flag, is like, hey, I'll give you this if you let me do this or give me this power. Because I've seen lots of servers and discords where people have done that and people lose it, or something happens where they're like, okay, whoa, you overstepped your bounds. Well, you just gave me the mod chip. You know what? Fine, I'm gonna do this. And then it just completely breaks apart the community. And it's just super sad. And it's like, if you're listening to this podcast, we tried to help you. We told you. I mean, but honestly, you're gonna make mistakes. I've made mistakes too. But like, just know your value. And honestly, if you don't have mods or you're just getting started out, you've only got a few people, ask a trusted friend. As you get to know people over a certain amount of time and stuff, and they prove themselves to be capable of handling those things, and you're like, hey, here's a mod application form or whatever, and they want to get in on it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I didn't have mods for the first 4 months I streamed. I was scared to have mods. Plus, I was so new, I didn't know how it worked. Exactly same.
Yeah.
And like, I've gotten to know so many people. It's been a true blessing. And sometimes you just don't need a million mods. I think that's another thing too, is like, especially if you're small and starting out, if 80% or 90% of your entire chat is just mods. Like, because then it's like, I don't know. I remember when I started out, that was the thing for me. Maybe it isn't for everybody else, but I remember going into chats and I think there was like 4 people talking. They were all mods and it was nobody else. And I was like the only follower or whatever. And I was just like, this is kind of weird. They only had like, I think 163 followers at the time. And I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, there's so many mods and there's like nobody talking. Like, what kind of community is this? I can't remember what it was. It was somebody on Mixer.
It creates a weird atmosphere, though.
For me, it felt like an intimidating atmosphere. Like, am I going to say something wrong, or are they going to try like asking me to be a mod or something? Because apparently that's the thing to be. With there being 5 of them, and I'm the only viewer there that's not a mod.
Yeah, don't use that as a tool to feel like you have to gain, those people as followers. If they're coming in just asking to be mod, don't just hand it over. You got to remember, mod isn't just something you do to make somebody feel good. They have to be able to represent you and or your brand if you're thinking that far ahead into the future. That you have to realize people are going to judge you based off of how your mods are.
Yes. They're representing you, like, as a part of yourself. And that's hard. Yeah, I try to be there in different streams, but it is hard. Like, we're being a single individual, or like with Yak being a dad and having kids, it is so hard to like work full time, run your own stream, take care of kids or what have you, and like make sure meals are prepared and everybody's okay, and then you go to stream or what have you, or else then
Yeah.
you just finally have that moment you want to chill and hang out in somebody else's stream. They're like, hey, can you mod for me? It's like I really like the option of where, like, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask people or DM them. I think it's better to DM, because the moment you ask
Yes.
someone in chat, it's very awkward, creates a weird situation. And so I've like, what I've done and what I've seen some other streamers do is like create a mod application, or just like, dude, just hit me up in the DMs, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then you can have those conversations and hammer out like, okay, are you really wanting to mod? Are you doing it for the right reasons? Are you not? And it's kind of a nice buffer, as opposed to like, gosh, I remember when I was on Mixer, I swear I would just be like, you get a mod, and I was like freaking Oprah giving out mod status, and it was not a good situation. It was bad. Oh, it's RNG
Yeah, that
Super
goes.
Fox. My rule is, if they ask to be mod,
Nautical
they
depth.
never go on the mod list. Big facts, so true.
See, I'm famous for doing what I like to call a dash and dine, where
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh.
as Yak-Pom was saying, it's hard to find time sometimes to be present in everybody's chat. I try to network with as many
I
people
lurk
as
in
I
a
can.
bunch of streams. And sometimes I
Yeah,
don't say anything at all. I feel
there's
bad.
there's so
but
many people that are streaming at a given time, and it's hard to hop around. But I'm sure Boss and Base and Yak-Pom, all three of you can attest to this. Like, I'll come in, I'll be like, "Hey, what's
no,
up?"
even Vivian.
And then my next comment is, "I got alert because I'm doing dinner for the fam. I'll catch you later." But like, so like I dash off quick and then I do supper, but I've got those streams up, and sometimes all I can do is offer that lurk. But it's, you know, that's something that someone really supportive is going to do, and that might be the kind of person you want to find as mod. I'm not trying to say everybody that I know needs to make me a mod. I genuinely don't have time to put in, pardon me, for doing a ton of modding for people. I'm more than honored to have that ability in people's streams, but you know, it's one of those things, and also when you're setting up mods and making sure they're people you can trust, make sure they know that it's okay that they're not there all the time. You can't expect someone to just
Oh my
drop their
gosh.
entire life to always be there when you need. The point is, you get people you trust, and when they're there, you make sure that they know they're
Yeah, Super
appreciated.
Fox.
You know, because
Everyone
it's
tunes in, values your work for different reasons. Exactly.
yeah, absolutely. So,
I
that's
try to
part
make
of
those expectations
safeguarding
clear
yourself a
now
little bit.
too. Like, because I think, gosh, like
Yeah,
Yak and I think during the beginning, like we had I swear we had so much more free time to like hammer out things and like talk things out and bounce off ideas, and it was great. And now that we're like both kind of like doing our own thing and slowly working our way back in, it's been challenging too. I feel like now we have more of those conversations in the podcast. So like, this is
yes,
kind of what we do, is like we will bounce ideas off each
sounds
other
good, Base.
and what have you. Yeah, I gotta go back. I gotta go shower. I'll be back later. Okay, see, like right there, perfect
I get that,
example. Thank
boss.
you,
Yep.
Base. We see what you did there. We see what you did there.
Yeah, that's
Like,
kind of what I end up doing. I'm like, I'll lurk, but I got other stuff to do. I'm sorry, but I love you. You know, it's one of those kind of things. But yeah, boss,
I always tell people,
that's
I'm like,
kind
I'm
of how
sorry
I
to
am with
lurk
it.
and leave, but like, well, especially yesterday, like I streamed for 6 hours, and I think I stopped by like Rebel's stream and like Poison Kills. Like, guys, I streamed for 6 hours. I gotta go get some food. I'm so hungry right now. Like,
Right?
I'm out of here. But I try to. I don't know. I try to. I'm still figuring that out, honestly, for myself, and like being invested in streams, like if and when you can. Like, it is so hard, because when I first started on Mixer and Twitch, when I had that whole spell through April to whenever it was, I had no job. I was in and out of so many streams. I was like here, there, everywhere. I had nothing else going on, and it was a lot of fun. And now that I'm back, it's like a lot of people are back to work. They have different schedules. We stream at the same time, and I hardly see nor hear or get to some people. Let's see, for some people, keeping them
Yeah.
company while they work on something. Exactly. And
Yeah,
I'm the
I
kind of
love having that.
person, I love working and listening to people and getting new ideas, or
Good
having those
background noise.
conversations when I can.
Yeah.
But there's nothing worse. I will say this: there's nothing worse than when you're like sitting in Big Boss's stream, and he's like talking about something with streaming or business, and you've got like the gloves on for dishes, and there's like 50 things you want to say, but you're committed to doing dishes because you can't keep taking your gloves off and going back to the chat and saying something. Drives me nuts.
Got to do speech to text on that, bro.
Yeah, seriously though, like I mean I have that happen in a lot of other streams, but like particularly like
Cellular device,
it happens in a lot of
activate.
streams, but I just remember that last week with Boss, and I was just like, I'm like sitting there with the rubber gloves, and I'm like, oh, like exactly, I get it, I feel that, like
You're
I
like
want to
hurrying
say
through your dishes
something,
to get
but
them done.
like, well, I had a lot, it was hard, but I was just like, no, I'm committed to this, I need to do this, but it's like, but I mean that just goes to show you like. For those people you stop by and those people you do mod or support or what have you, you want them to be people that make you feel that way, that you want to be a part of that conversation or that community, or you just want to hang out and chill and listen. I originally, when I first started doing streaming with like the Discord, I would tell people, I'm like, hey, unless you're in this game or something, like you are not allowed to be in this channel. Now I get people that will sit in the Discord muted and not say a word just so they can like chill and hang out. And I am totally
Right.
fine with that. I am totally fine with that. In the past, and Yak knows who I'm talking about, because we talked about it before this podcast. We haven't even gotten to that yet. But we're going to.
We touched on the general subject of
We touched on the general subject, but I mean,
not getting too close to some people.
You don't know who's going to come into your Discord because it is open. Usually, I prefer like I would love to have like I mean, that's another thing I need to do is get more mods for like Discord, but we're not so big that it's an issue. It's not something I can't handle myself, but it would be nice is like having a locked one set up and inviting people in. But you can have anybody come in. They can play the radio. They can play DCMI copyrighted music. And who gets at fault? It is you, because it is your stream. It is your channel.
Yep.
And it's something I always let people know. I'm like, hey, keep in mind you're live on stream. Watch your language. Like, this is what we're about. We're all inclusive. If you don't support these kind of things, then you probably shouldn't be here. Like, I'm just gonna say it.
There was, and without giving up too much info, some of you may have even been there. We were doing a co-stream on Minecraft, and it was near Halloween, and someone jumped in our channel and started blaring Halloween music.
Scary,
and you know that was before we had
you and
Discord.
I like
better
both looked at each other through the screen across the globe and looked into each other's eyes like, it's not me. And you're like, it's not me. I'm like, it's not me.
I started freaking out. I thought my Spotify kicked in the background somehow. Like, we were panicking. We were having technical issues. And then all of a sudden we realized there was an extra person in the Discord. And we've since learned to make like, you know, locked Discords where we can pull people in, send the invites, that kind of thing. But it's it's another one of those things of like, how much do you share? How much info? Like, how open are you? You got to think about what kind of content you're doing, and you got to think about what people might come in and try to add to the show. And it was like super distracting, because I view streaming as like putting on a little bit of a show. That's why I make all these silly, green screens and all this stuff. I want to become, kind of entertaining a little bit, and maybe someone will laugh at something dumb I do, and
maybe someday.
But I don't know.
You're not that funny.
You gotta. Oh.
I tried to keep a straight face, and I just lost it in like 2 seconds. Now, like, no, he's hilarious. It's true. You know it. You know it. If you're here, you know it.
But yeah, you just gotta be careful with everything you do. You can't be too cautious. You don't want to be so closed off you don't share anything. But like Yak-Pom said, share some childhood memories or family stories. Everybody can relate to this stuff. You don't have to give away your full birth name.
That's what I said on TikTok. Like a 1 minute
all this stuff.
Twitch tip is like, if you're starting out streaming and you have nothing to talk about, what do you talk about? Well, you can talk about your family because clearly you were born, so you're here. You can talk about work because clearly you have internet and a house and a job. And maybe if you don't, maybe there's a job you like to do. And then secondly, pets. What kind of pets do you have, or what pets don't you have that you wish you had? Like, I guarantee you those 3 things right there, like that's what I stuck with starting out, have gotten me far. Yeah, professionalism, baby. Exactly. And that's exactly what it comes down to. Like, honestly, is just sharing information that doesn't have to be like, there's so many details I could tell you about things. Like, when I was in a welding accident, I was using an acetylene torch, and like all these other things. Like, some of those things don't matter. I could tell you where the location was and stuff. Those things don't matter. You don't have to share those things.
No.
Like, I think my biggest issue though sometimes is I'll talk with Yak or I'll talk with family, like my personal family, and it has been very hard. Like, I think now it's become synonymous where, like, I'll call Yak. I won't call Yak by his real name in real life. I'll just call him Yak.
Yeah.
Like, and like my grandparents will be like, "Did you just call him a yak?" I'm like, yeah, he calls me Pom. Like, what's the big deal? And I'm
Yeah.
like, we're not streaming. The ADHD brain helps me with topics. Same. Like, I have ADHD as well. Attention deficit hyperactive disorder.
It makes for
Like, I always
great
like to
just
say it
chatting.
that way. Yeah. And I mean, it keeps things interesting. Like, but that's the thing is learning to adapt with those things and finding out what works and what doesn't. I don't know. I've thought about going on TikTok and reading bedtime stories to people, but I think it would probably keep me more awake and I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. But I mean, somebody could probably do that. I haven't heard my real name in months, LOL.
Oh, jeez.
Right? The big boss. My boss.
Yeah, I thought about doing like a bedtime story reading kind of thing, like a bearded
my
man with
gosh,
like a
like-
smoking robe and the pipe and everything. But
Dude,
like,
I could see you doing that, but like you'd be doing spooky stories or something. I don't know. I
I'd
feel
have to
like
do kids books, but like in a Samuel
your
L.
twist on
Jackson
it.
kind of thing, like, you know, just get all sassy and rude about it. But I don't know. I'll do that for like YouTube or maybe the Patreon or something. But
Oh,
yeah, that
man.
might be something good for the Patreon.
Dude, I have, I
Gold.
don't know, should I even be sharing this? I have another idea for another YouTube video that somebody brought up yesterday, and I can't believe I'd never thought of it before. Because I was like, yesterday we streamed for 6 hours, and I was like, you know what? I honestly don't know what we'd do if we hit like a certain subathon goal. Like, besides streaming more, like, I honestly don't know what I would do. And I was like, I'm getting a pizza right now. And they're like, well, what kind of pizza is it? Like, are you making it? Did you put chicken nuggets on it? And I'm like, a pizza with chicken nuggets.
Oh my gosh.
I never considered this before. Like,
that's brilliant. I love it.
They're in the same room, and I've never thought of this. But I was like, you know, I should get a pizza kit.
Oh my
and then get
gosh.
like a cheese sauce and make mac and cheese, and then I can put like chicken nuggets in it with the air fryer, and it
Right?
just,
Some
and then stick
chicken
in the oven to
nuggies?
like cook a little bit, and just like, oh my gosh, like,
Oh,
dude,
big
I
boss.
still have that playlist on Spotify, but I was like, to me, that's original content that is meaningful for me. Yes, anybody could make that, but nobody can make it the way that I do. Hi.
Right. What's up, Shorzy? How you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. Yeah, Big Boss. If I did a storybook reading of like kids' books, it would be something like that. Like, I'm tired of all these mother fluffing green eggs in mother fluffing ham. It's like,
oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it would be. I'm
gonna have to do that right now. I'm kind of working on a YouTube series of going through some of the older games that first got me into gaming, made me love gaming.
Man. I saw the Duke Nukem
on the YouTube. Yeah, I started with Duke Nukem. I want to cover Doom, but there's so many. I feel like that alone could be its own little series. So I might save that. I'm not sure. There's so many good titles that I have like digital copies of from Steam right now and can still play. So lots of good stuff.
I do remember the playlist we had on Spotify that everybody chipped in to like add to for streaming. I'll probably repost that and tag it. We might have a new tab. I feel like my Discord has so many tabs, it's a bit overwhelming. And so I'm debating on like kind of condensing stuff yet, but I haven't gotten around to it. I eventually want to mix it up bot, like my bot for everything, and then have like Discord be very minor.
Yeah,
unless something crazy happens with TikTok and the Twitch blows up. Because I mean, like, anything's possible these days now. It is crazy. It is crazy to think like what can happen overnight by just continually pushing out content that is good and the right person finding it and going to the right channel. And then all of a sudden you become the next whatever. But it's that hard work and dedication of time that pays off.
Yes. Shorzy, if you got any questions or you know, I'm not an expert, but I've messed with some of the different merch sites myself.
How to put your
so
merch on Twitch.
If you want, hit me up in Discord, or you can ask questions here in chat too. That's fine.
I don't think we've actually talked about on the podcast. Like, I think we've touched on it here and there, but we've never fully.
We should do a podcast about merch. That would be a good one. Because we've done it recently enough; it's still fresh in our minds. And again, we don't do these podcasts and streaming tips because we think we're like super experts or anything like that. But one thing we talked about is we want to go over content while it's relevant. And I feel like when we get to be a bigger streamer, you know, when
the bigger audience,
when we get where we're going, we're gonna have different problems, and we might forget about some of these things. So it's in a way, it's kind of us
could lose his
documenting
beard.
things.
And mine could get bigger.
How dare you speak such blasphemous things, you heathen!
Oh, like
Just
the panel
kidding.
doesn't take you to my products.
Oh, I got Teespring too.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, so Shorzy, what I figured out with the Teespring widget, because I thought it would take you directly to the site too. What it does is it allows people to scroll through. You can make a list. I think you can show up to 15 items.
Yep, you have to
that
add
they
it
can
in
scroll
your
through.
Your store listing. That's what it is.
Then they buy it right there in the widget. Like you can see in my bio if you take a look, click through. They buy it's made so that people can buy merch right there live in your stream, so that you aren't taking them away from your stream if you're live and they want to get your stuff. It makes them make a panel.
That's weird. But yeah, exactly, Boss and Fox. I know the content grind is a big mental health balance. Same for me. Like I feel the last few days I like burned myself out. Like I won't deny it. Like it's been great on TikTok to have like those few videos go viral within like a few weeks apart from each other, which is insane. And hit like over 10,000 in like under a few weeks. But like for me, yeah, it has been super taxing. It has been hard because I'm just like, your brain is just content the whole time. Well, then I have to make content for YouTube. I have to make content for TikTok. I have to make content for Instagram. And I think that's another thing is I think that was one of our biggest watched, that was our biggest watched podcast or listened to from last year was like branding yourself and owning your content. It was the most listened to podcast that we've had.
Nice.
But it's in that sense of like, how much is too much? What is the right amount for each person? I think every person's a little bit different, but it's like, I don't think like you can do this. You can take a video and put the same video on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook or what have you. But I think every single audience and channel on there is different. And if you can learn to adapt to those audiences and adjust and tweak it just a little bit, it's going to be presented better. And I think that's what my biggest issue is. I try to do the cookie cutter of, I got one great Twitch clip. I'm going to put this on Instagram, TikTok, and no, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to put it on here and here. And if other people want to see this, I'm going to take maybe a little piece of this and then take another video from this here and stick it on here because I know it's going to be received better.
You have to remember too, like with your dedicated followers, they're going to be tied up to you on all those socials. They want to be present in everything you got going on. So
give them an incentive.
What you want to do is diversify your content. For instance, I haven't known what to do with my YouTube forever. Yeah, I've been struggling for months to figure out what I want to do with my YouTube. Now, it's not all going to be retro games, but I figured out like a mini series I can do that'll get me 6, 10, 15 videos, whatever, and give me some content to put out on YouTube. Because, it's you sit back and you add some of these new platforms and you go, what should I do? Like Summit 1G, for instance, his almost all highlight clips. But he streams so long and is such an amazing content creator. He can definitely pump out that and nothing but that on his channel. Then you've got a guy like Nick Merckx, and Tim the Tatman recently started this too. I know some other YouTubers do it. They've got 2 channels where one is for like consistently, this is what it's always going to be over here. And on this channel, it's consistently going to be these things, and they break it up a little bit. But the point is, when you're utilizing these different platforms, diversify, put different content, give people something different to watch on your Instagram than what they're going to see on your TikTok.
Like more versus people watch me bathe in hot chocolate than anything else. And you're weird.
But you did different clips.
You are weird for that. I'm just going to say it. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I put out other content, but apparently that's the big one that gets people to come in.
And yes, Boz, by the way, check out the Duke Nukem. That's a good one. I think I've got a good format laid out for going over old games, and we'll be improving that as we go. But
yeah, I get
try to cover the facts of it a little bit, and then get into some of the gameplay and the secrets, the cool things about the games. So, I don't know, bro. I think we covered everything pretty well. We're kind of coming up on we're just going past an hour.
We could almost do more. My Instagram is broken, so I can't post unless I post TikTok first. Weird. I mean, you have been putting out a lot of content, Big Boss. So like, I've been appreciating it. sometimes like I've had friends who are like go through, and I appreciate this. I myself don't do this, and like every single video, I can't do that because when I do, like my phone automatically downloads those videos that I like for whatever reason on TikTok.
Oh,
And so I've been
jeez.
like limiting myself and kind of sparingly do it because I have to keep refreshing the cache all the time.
Oh,
Yeah, quality
man.
convo, boys. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Like I
we
think that's what we
appreciate you
like with
guys.
the podcast is originally when we started this, I think it was Yak who was like, we should do this live. And I'm like, I don't know. I'd rather just have us talk and do our own thing. But like having all of you here, you bring up a lot of unique observations and points that like help our conversation and take in a different direction. That's in a great way. And I appreciate it. I
See,
appreciate you all.
we've both been big fans of Devin Nash as well, and we like the way he does the podcasting too because he goes over a topic, but chat's there. You guys are present, and he talks with his chat and get the input, and
Mhm.
it makes it more fun for us too because it's not just us going back and forth. We like
We smirk.
like Yak-Pom said, we get to see kind of your live reactions and have you guys be part of the discussion. So this has been my favorite kind of stream we've had since we started it. Because it's the least stressful stream that we have. We aren't worried about a video game, whether it's going to drop us or not, or lag. Because we're just in a video call and we're just discussing what we think is relevant and cracking some
Nice.
laughs, and it's fun, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you're listening,
A dance stream? Oh
be
my
sure to check us
gosh.
out on Twitch live, 3 p.m. Central Standard Times on Saturday.
Yes.
That is twitch.tv nautical yak 1945 and twitch.tv/ssgopom ssgohpom. So make sure you drop by and follow us if you want to see us live. If not, we will have a link included in the description. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.